Hello, this is checkpoint 6.6. They want us to sketch the vector field g of x, y, z is equal to 2 in the I direction, z over 2 in the j direction, and 1 in the k direction. So this thing is going to, the only variable that pops up looks like it's going to be z in the y component. Let's take a look at this in layers maybe. Let's let z equal to 0 as to look at the xy plane. And on the xy plane, we're going to have the vectors 2, comma 0, 2, comma, it looks like it's going to be 2, comma everything. And because there's no contribution along the y, so wherever let's do this in a different color, whatever point we choose, it's always going to be 2, comma something. All the same length wherever you are. It's going to be that length. Now this is all going to go 1 unit up into z, but we'll take a look at that later on. Let's try another level. Let's try z is equal to 1, and parallel to the xy plane. So let's draw the xy plane here, and we have 2 again, but at z is equal to 1, this is going to go up to 1/2. So 2, comma 1/2 in the y would be 2 units and then a half unit up. So it'll be slightly slanted. And it's all going to be the same here again because this is at the level of z. So wherever you are, you'll have this drawing. And then let's do one more. Say z is equal to 2. And so this middle term now is going to be 1. So this is 2, 1, 2, 1, wherever you are. Maybe it should be a little bit longer. So it has more of a slope of 1/2. Okay. All right, now let's see if we can attempt to put this all together in 3 dimensions. At this basic level, it's all going to be pointing in towards a positive y, but then it's also going to get lifted up by 1 unit in a z. So along the y, along the z. So while you're on the xy plane, you're going to have constants that go up a little bit. And then now let's do this. Let's move up 1 unit. Z is equal to 1. It's going to be a little bit more slanted, but then it's also going to go up by 1 unit, but a little bit longer. And so I'm imagining that I'm drawing this 1 level up, and then this one, just for the sake of trying to visualize this, I'm going to change the color and make this maybe purple. Let's try that again. Let's stop the draw, capture all this, and make it purple. There we go. So that if we were to draw that up here, it'll be 2 levels up, and it'll be a little bit more slanted and a little bit longer. Okay, so generally that's how it would look like. Now clearly it's difficult to draw this in 3 dimensions, and so my suggestion would always be to pull out your Calcplot 3D grapher and see how this might look like. This is your default function. We don't need that. Let's go into a vector field. And let's just restrict this to 2 dimensions. And let's draw, actually, no, we're in 3 dimensions. So let's get this going in 3 dimensions. And let's get rid of that box. And I think the x value was 2. The y value was z over 2. And then the z value was 1. And the default here is along the x and y axis you have 9 vectors. Along the z you only have 1. So if you just draw that, then you're just drawing the stuff that's on the xy plane. And this is what we would see, and kind of like what I attempted to draw. If you were to look at it flat, you see, let's see, restrict this to 2 dimensions on the xy plane. These are the vectors that we were trying to draw on the flat xy plane. All right, but we want to see this in 3 dimensions, and we want to see this layered up and down. So let's make this 9 as well. And it could get a little messy, but this is how the vector field should look like. Now it's scaled by 4 so that the vectors don't get too long, and they use primary colors, but you can change the colors a little bit to get it for different heights of z. All right. All right, so this is your vector field, and let's take a quick copy of this and put it in our notes. Now, you're not really going to be expected to draw a 3-dimensional vector field by hand, but you should be prepared to be able to use a graphing or plotting program so that you can at least visualize the vector field and get some idea of how it would look like. All right, I hope that helps.